Good morning. Hello, 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 and welcome to Tea Time. Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are doing great. We have not been here for a couple weeks. It's actually been has it been 2 weeks or three? Oh my gosh. It's been a minute, but we are here today to have a catch up conversation. I would love to hear how you guys are doing. Let me tell you, it's been a whole heap of up and down, lots of tea, because whenever you take time away from sharing your content because you're so busy that by the time you get back, you have so much tea to spill. It's insane. So, good morning, guys. Today, we're just going to be having a catch up conversation because there's so much going on. And I've been doing a whole lot of research and a whole lot of work, research about the company that I run, because I'm an entrepreneur, research about, how I want to reshape my social media and the time that I spend online. And, it's just been very, very, very purpose filled action and then a lot of traveling, as you guys would have probably seen from my TikToks. I've been on the road doing the most. And I did actually carry my tripod with me because I thought I was going to be broadcasting, which is something I usually do when I travel. But this time around, I decided that I didn't want to do that. I decided that I was going to be completely immersed in wherever I was. And I wasn't going to be generating a lot of content because it does take time. And so I decided that that's what I was going to do. Anywho, I realized that we are literally like halfway through the year almost. So we are at that midpoint in 2025. And guys, honestly, I don't even remember getting to June exactly. I know I've been doing a whole heap, but if you guys are like me, I don't know if you have been experiencing just, wow, I can't believe I'm at the middle of the year already. Literally, guys, 3 weeks and we are at July. So I said, you know what? Let me jump on and just have a check in, let everybody know that, guys, if you have just now woken up in the year of 2025, like you just realized, say, I got to get it going, then today's episode is for you because now is the time where you want to reset, you want to recalibrate, you want to start thinking about just all the things that you wanted to create for yourself. It doesn't have to be anything big or grandiose. This is just a reset point for you. Okay. So all of the madness and procrastination and planning, the excessive planning that was going on between January and what we are now doing, May. So you've spent literally 5 months. Maybe you're doing a little thing here and there, but you probably spend the majority of the time planning what you're going to do. If that is you, then it is now time to move beyond the planning what you're going to do and just do it. Like this is just do it time. This is, Nike go and get Holy Plug today because this is just do it time. Maybe you spent a lot of your time between January and May figuring it out, like, kind of trying to decide what exactly is it that I'm going to do to get to being wealthy? Or what exactly is it that I'm going to do to get the fit body? What am I going to do to, find the love of my life or make sure I'm keeping that person? I don't know what your big dream was for this year. But if you reach June and it don't start take shape yet, and you're not seeing the little breadcrumbs coming together yet, then something's amiss. It is time for a reckoning. Did you guys see Mission Impossible? I got that from Mission Impossible. Anyway, it's time for the reckoning. We cannot, in good conscience, sit here and just let the year roll into its second half and you do not address whatever is going on that's not making you manifest, that's not making you actualize something. It is time for us to face the foolishness that we may be doing or not doing. Face the foolishness. It's time for us to just face whatever is going on that is preventing us from experiencing the life change that we want. This is not an idle conversation. So if you come here to idle, you might as well leave. If you come here to see me put on all kind of gymnastics, I am not that girl. We're about to have some real talk about your life. Okay? Because I will say, I am killing it right now. I'm honestly killing it. And when I say I'm killing it, it doesn't mean that my life is perfect at all. It doesn't mean that. But it does mean that the things that I set out to do, when I say 2025, we're not doing broke pocketing, we're making some money. Okay, this business is going to take shape. We're going to invest in the company. We're going to invest time that we didn't think we had anymore. We're going to hire people. We're going to get a team. Like when I tell you that every single thing that I've put down that I'm going to be doing, I'm doing it. No, am I doing everything amazingly well? No, I'm not doing everything amazingly well. Some days I'm just a hot mess. That's the truth. But part of the problem that we face, guys, is that we actually think that it has to look a particular way before we can take a step, before we can act. We don't understand progress over perfection. That's why we spend so much time planning and strategizing and theorizing about what we're trying to achieve and not enough time in action mode, in execution mode. And honestly, it is one of the things that I would say that helped me get sick back in the day. Like, I know that I'm an overachiever. That's why I got cancer. I got cancer because you put resentment and you put bad relationships and you put, no rest and you put overwork and burnout in a bucket, you're going to get cancer. It's just, But all that aside, there is power in progress. There is power in progress. And when we spend too much of our time waiting for things to look a particular way or to figure everything out before we move, we miss the opportunities. And so I'm helping today so that you don't miss an opportunity. Like we're not about that life. Like how many more times do you want to get to December and feel like you didn't give the year everything you got? I'm not doing that this year. When I look back, when December roll around, and we're doing the planning for 2026, and we start to look back through our year of intention workbook, like you're going to be killing it. You're going to be looking at it. I know I'm going to be looking at it and saying, I tried everything. Did I succeed at everything? It'd be nice to succeed at everything, but that's not what I'm after. I'm not after succeeding at everything. And I think a lot of times that's what blocks us up. And so on tea time today, as I'm drinking my tea, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that, you guys spend too much time waiting for things to be perfect. And I don't want to hear from the people that are going to say, oh, but I'm killing it. I'm making all this money and your love life pop down. Like that doesn't work. I'm talking about killing it in all areas of your life. I love to think about life in 4 quarters, right? 4 areas. There is, of course, love and relationships. Everybody wants to talk about how happy they are single or how happy they are booed up. Nobody not really talk about how miserable they are because they can't figure out either one. Okay. So there is love and relationships. Relationships is also friendships and like children, because there are people who will have amazing love lives. Them can get, the lover, but they can't keep friendships. They can't keep a friend. They can't make a friend. They can't make a friend. They can't make a friend and they can't keep a friend. That may be you. Maybe you're the person that your love life can't sort out. Maybe you're the person that for health and wellness, it just not sorting. And can I just say something? Health and wellness does not have to be about being skinny, because I've been thin most of my life. When I got sick, I was deadly thin. I was like 90 pounds. That didn't work. Not being healthy, you can be skinny and still not well. You can be thin and still not strong, right? So don't think about it like I gotta be fat to talk about the health conversation. No, it doesn't have anything to do with obesity. It just means wherever your body is, being fit, being strong in that body. Maybe you are the person that set goals at the beginning of the year, and here we are, June, and none of them, you can't, no habit, no new habit, no form, Lego, nothing. Everything is still the same. You're not seeing progress. Or maybe you started in January because it's all the hype in January, and here you are in June, and it's not the body not bodying, right? And possibly you have a fit body. Maybe your body well turn up. But in the career space, you can't hold a job. It's just you can't keep a job. You have a company idea, you have a business idea, you can't start a business. Or you start a business and the business not going nowhere. You're not making no money. You can't hire no staff. You can't get a loan. You can't get no fundraising. Okay? There's just, oh, you can't write the book. Guys, listen. The reason why I like to come on and have tea with y'all on a Saturday is because we can't act like your life is just something that you figure out on your own. Nobody figures out life on their own. Even if they don't talk to people, you're watching TikToks, you're looking at YouTube, you're reading books, you're on Instagram, you're listening to Audible, you're doing something, because for most persons inside, you want your life to feel better, to look better, to be better. You want that, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting your life to be better and to feel good. There is zero, when I say there is zero wrong with that, that's why we're here. We're here to create an amazing life. And so when you come and you chill with me on a Saturday, when you say, okay, I'm going to go check out what Stacy's talking about today, that's what we're talking about. Because honestly, guys, I spent my 20s and 30s just figuring out that I couldn't figure it out. Literally. I mean, that's what I did. I spent the whole time thinking I knew. First of all, when you're in your 20s, you just think you know everything. You're in your 20s, your parents have been talking the most or doing the most, and you feel you got this. You're independent. You're ready to kill it. You know what you're doing. You got to get that job or become that content creator, or whatever the hell you're doing, because you're going to make the money and you're going to get the car and the house and the this and the that. And you think honestly, when I was in my 20s, I was married with kids by 23. Like, I thought I knew what I was doing fully. And when I was in my 30s, I realized I really don't get it, but I'm going to keep trying this thing because this person says that this is how you win at life. And I did that a lot. And I didn't even have there's no social media. So this whole concept of watching other people be great did not exist. But I did talk to my friends a lot. So it's okay. It's okay to not be doing well at life and to look for help and to look for support and to get that guidance, because you are not on this journey for yourself, by yourself. It's not, the journey is about you, but you're going to be touching and impacting everyone. So there's nothing wrong with setting goals. There's nothing wrong with wanting a great life. Where we get stuck is when we let everything that's happening around us cloud our judgment about what that's supposed to look like. That's what happens. We get stuck in thinking it has to look a particular way or be a particular way. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. That's where the tea comes in. The tea is me always about my business. I am usually an open book, and that's okay. I have one life to live, and quite frankly, When I die, it's all going to just be content anyway. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to spill the tea on just what's been happening with me over the last couple of weeks and how I realized that, this entire experience is just something that we are creating. And at any given point in time, you can decide to create something else. And it's up to you to make that great. So if you're in June and you're just starting, you're just now waking up and realizing, I think I want to achieve something this year. I think I want to actually go after that goal. I think I actually want to still, try to create some success. First of all, don't feel bad about the fact that you're doing that now. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we make ourselves feel bad? I'll tell you why. Because we have this thing called mind that's a part of our human makeup. And most times, our minds are tricking us into believing that we're out of time, we're too late, everybody else is already ahead. We can't do it because they've already done it. We just can't do it, period, because we're not good enough. We don't look good enough. We don't talk good enough. We don't write good enough. We don't have enough money. We don't, something is missing, right? So this thing called mind, when it is not serving you, what it's doing instead is it is being the master of your mediocrity. Let me say that again. When your mind is not serving you, when you are not mastering your mind is being the master of your mediocrity. You're mediocre. You are not doing the best that you can do. You're not living the best life that you can live because you're so busy listening to your thoughts. You're so busy thinking about how things have to be perfect. You're not making any progress because you're not taking action. You're not doing anything to move towards where you want to go. So you're going to see, like right around this time, all the different teachers and gurus, all of them coming around saying, this is the time to recalibrate. This is the time to reset. Because at the end of the day, guys, this calendar that we have with January to December, all of these concepts were created by us. That's what happened. They were created by us. Somebody had an idea. At some point, there was no calendar. There were no months. It was just sunrise, sunset, and somebody came up with a way to categorize it. And then we now live in those categories. I know I might be talking, some concepts that you may not have ever thought about, but really and truly, guys, at one point in history, there was no calendar, right? That didn't exist. Now it does. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you have to be exact. It doesn't mean that by the end of January, I have to know exactly what I'm doing. I have to know exactly who I'm going to be, how much money I'm going to make, who I'm going to love, where I'm going to live, the car I'm going to drive. By the time I get to, July, I have to have all of that figured out. I have to have $10 million in the bank, and I'm going to be flossing it on Instagram or on wherever. Who came up with that concept? Human beings. So when you're thinking about what you want to do with your life, you have to let all of that noise fall away and decide for yourself what you are creating at this point in time. So I've been traveling, working on my company. Some of y'all don't even know what I do. Like, you come here, you sit down on a Saturday, and y'all don't even know my job. Like, that I make intention cards and journals, and that I make candles. Like, that some things about my existence, right? Okay, well, Stacey's and that I have podcasts that I've done, and that I come here on a Saturday and I drink tea and I talk, that I'm a speaker, that I've written books. Maybe those things, but what does Stacey have a job? My daughter literally said that to me the other day. She's like, Ma, nobody even knows what you do. Like, Nobody knows what your work is, you know? And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is true. This is true. I should probably share about what I actually do for work, right? So here's the thing, guys. Here's a tea. So I am a entrepreneur. I have my own company, and my company has a lot of different things that it does. But the main thing that I do is tech. I'm actually a techie, and I have a tech startup, right? I'm just plugging in my phone because the battery is low. Yeah. So that's what I am. I'm a techie, guys. I'm a tech girl. I'm a tech guru. No, I cannot fix your computer. That is not what I do. I don't do that. No. I know how to get people to help you fix your computer, but I don't do that. So don't call me, don't DM me asking me to fix your laptop or your MacBook or none of that stuff. No. But yeah, so I'm a techie and I have a tech startup. That's what I do. And so when you hear like Elon Musk, yeah, I have my own tech company. Elon builds cars. I build AI technology. So I'm a techie. And before I was building my own technology, I help other people to build theirs, or I help big companies to put tech in their companies. And so I consult, and it makes good money. It does. It makes good money. So that part of my life is not something that I usually talk about a lot. And I'm taking my daughter's advice. She was like, Mommy, you have to tell people all about yourself, like all the things that you do. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do that soon. She told me this like June, May, last month, she told me, or April, whenever. And and so as an entrepreneur, I go through a lot of ups and downs. And I see a lot of people out there that want to be content creators and they want to hit millions big and easy and they want to do it overnight. And guys, the truth is that it just doesn't work like that, but because we spend so much time in planning and we spend so much time, strategizing and watching a million TikTok videos to learn how to go viral, we don't actually do anything. You don't end up taking action. You don't end up doing. And if you don't start, you're just not going to ever get to a point of consistency. If you don't execute, if you don't move, you just won't, nothing's going to happen. You know, when I was thinking about what I wanted to do this year, I decided I wanted to do my TikTok channel. And I'm not the perfect TikToker. I don't have it all figured out. Like, I like going live. I like talking to you guys and seeing all of you join and come on and have tea with me on a Saturday. I love that. I love to come on and have my community. But then you get all of this, oh, but you have to post this time and you have to do that and you have to, that's just not where I am right now. But I'm doing something. You have to start. I'm coming on. Like I've been traveling, working on the tech side of the business, going to tech conferences and networking and trying to figure out how am I going to raise money. Like I need hundreds of thousands of dollars to run this company. Literally, I need hundreds of thousands of dollars to run this company. I'm building something right now, and it's just like the checks that I have to write. The checks are just going out. I have to pay my staff. It's just like a whole, and then at the same time, marketing, I have to come on and I have to make posts. I have to take pictures with my teacup. You have to do so much stuff when you're an entrepreneur. And if you're dreaming about being an entrepreneur and the idea and you're sitting in your living room and all you're doing is planning and strategizing and you haven't made a post or 2 or 3 or 10 since the idea came out, you're not ready for this life. I'm telling you. I don't want to operate like a big corporation. Sure, I'm going to mess up and I'm going to mess up publicly. It's okay. I'm going to fail, and I'm going to fail in front of people. And I have had to accept that is a part of this journey, because I've decided that I want to be an entrepreneur, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur that's on social media, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur that's creating content, that's speaking on stages, and I am going to fail. I've had epic failures. I've already failed a few times this year. I have launches that have not launched, like the launch not launch. I have mats that not matsing, the money not reaching the bank account, nothing not selling. I have false starts that never start. I could tell you stories for days, guys. But at the end of the day, guess what I'm doing? I'm taking action. I'm moving. I'm taking steps. I'm not sitting and planning and waiting for it to look a particular way before I make some progress. That's not what's going on in my life. I try. I like to learn out loud. And for many of us, we don't want to take the risk because we are worried about somebody seeing us take the risk. We don't want to ask out the girl because if she tell us no, my friend, them I go, whatever. We don't want to take the risk. We want to sit down and plan out the perfect way to ask out the girl. Or we want to wait until we have a certain amount of money before we even start to decide which girl we're going to ask out, because nobody's going to want to date a broke pocket man or somebody who doesn't have any money. And that's not true. You have a lot of girls out there that would date you if you broke. At one point in my life, not now, not now, not now. But at one point in my life, way back, I dated broke guys. And it wasn't about them having money, it was about their potential. Yeah, I did. And I dated some nice guys too. I did. You know, met some really wonderful people. But if I didn't take any action, I would not have ended up with the person that I'm with today who has money. It's just, I'm just saying. The maths in love life is mathsing. Like I figured it out. I figured it out. But I didn't figure it out all at once. And I didn't figure it out by sitting at home waiting for the perfect guy to come along. I took action. Mhm. Mm. Okay, I got to pause for a moment. I got to pause for the tea. So this morning I'm drinking my Indian chai. So while I was traveling, it was the thing I missed the most, guys. I have this Indian chai tea that I learned to make when I went to India. This year, I went to India in February. And I came back with all these herbs and spices to make this tea from scratch. And if you're following me on TikTok or on YouTube for any period of time, you know that I've been obsessing about this tea. So I was literally away for over 2 weeks, and I didn't have any Indian chai while I was away, and it was very, very sad. I was having withdrawal. I'm fully addicted to this. I know, it's okay. I'm addicted. It's not. Yeah. So I'm pausing a moment for the tea. Okay. Anywho, so let's continue the conversation. I don't know who was calling me just now about getting going. So I went to this conference while I was in Atlanta, which is my other hometown, if you didn't know. That's another thing to know about me. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm Jamaican, born in Jamaica, raised in America, back in Jamaica, but going to America still. So Atlanta is my hometown and Miami is my ace town because I'm constantly in both places. So I was in Atlanta the other day when I wasn't on tea time with y'all. And I went to this conference, and I went to the conference to learn about using my stories, because my life has a lot of just learnings and stories. And I went to this conference. It was a workshop actually, to learn about using my stories to really serve my community, serve my audience. And I've been following this guy for a little while. He doesn't have a huge following, but I've been following this guy for a little while. And so I went to his workshop, this creator, Andy Rodriguez. So I went to Andy's workshop, and it just happened that I was going to be in Atlanta at the same time. And when he was describing why people don't take action, I'm using that word. That's not what the words he used, but basically he was describing why some people don't take action, why they end up, they have these great ideas and these great stories, and all of us have great stories because all of us have had lessons that we've learned in our lives. And so he was kind of describing, the different types of issues or challenges that people face when they are just not making any traction. They have an amazing story, but they're not sharing it. They're not becoming successful, all of that. And I recognized myself in one of the challenges that he described. And so one of my things that I use as a barrier, or I create as a barrier for myself, is that I tell all my stories all the time. I engage with people all the time. But when it comes to now saying to people, and this is very important if you're an entrepreneur, when it comes to saying to people, this is my product that I sell, buy it from me, that's where I completely shrink. It's like I'm going under the table. And my great story is no longer relevant because I can't convert the story into a sale, right? And it doesn't happen in every area of my life. In my tech space, it doesn't happen. When it comes to my technology space, no problems. Like, I'm just killing it. But when it comes to like my content space and doing my mindset transformation work, and really serving my community in that way by allowing them to actually buy from me, right? When it comes to that part, I'm definitely killing my own story. I am. And so I know this about, well, I didn't articulate it very well, but when I went to this workshop, I was able to really see myself and see where I am denying my community the gifts that somebody out there could technically use to support their life. And so when I get the big drape up and the big call out, like, okay, I see you stepping on my toes over here. I see you calling me out, that's kind of what I was sensing. I was like, well, how are we going to shift this, Stacy? How are we going to shift this? And I was like, you know what? I'm not worried about the how right now. I'm just going to start taking action. So the first thing I did was I bought the program because I'm like, we're going to learn from the people who have already done it. And then the second thing that I did was I decided that I'm going to just keep telling my story. I'm going to keep doing until I figure out how to do it better. So since we are now at the middle of the year, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to look at all the different things that you said that you wanted to do this year. I want you to look back, go dig up that journal or whatever notebook. Maybe you were writing in a notebook from the beginning of the year. I want you to go back. And if you have a journal that you've been writing to yourself and, talking about all the things you want to do, but you haven't actually taken a step, I want you to go back and I want you to look at it. And I want you to decide today, whatever today is, I want you to decide that today is when you're going to start doing. Today is when you're going to take some action. You're going to take a step. You don't have to know all the hows. You don't have to know how all the dots are going to connect. Okay? But what you're going to do is you're going to take action. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I got a gift from someone on TikTok. Thank you. I have to go look and see what it is. I don't have on my glasses. Thank you for my gift. I appreciate it. You're going to have to take some time, and not a lot of time. You literally can do this in an hour. Sit down with your goals or your dreams or whatever you wrote down that you want to manifest. Take a moment for your manifestation, okay? And commit to taking one step, one action. Just sit with your thoughts. What can I do today that's going to move me towards my goal? Do I need to call somebody to tell them about this new and exciting idea that I have for this project? Do I need to go and make an appointment at a gym, or forget the gym? Do I need to jump on YouTube and start doing that ab workout because I definitely said I was going to work on my midsection? Do I need to take out a book and start writing down words that are going to be in the actual book that I'm creating? What can I do that is going to help me feel like I'm making some progress, even though it may not be perfect. As a matter of fact, if you want to be a content creator, or if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur like me, and you need to get your stuff out there, but you haven't taken the step, you haven't made a post because you need to record a million videos or get the reel to be perfect. If that is you, today, make a post, tag me in it. Today, wherever you're going to make the post, Instagram, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, I'm on TikTok. Make a post and post it. It could be a picture of yourself. If you're afraid to make the picture, go and type a quote. You don't even have to come up with a quote. Ask AI. Go get a quote. Post it today. There is nothing holding you back but you. We are all about progress over perfection. I went to a tech conference in Vancouver. So after I left Atlanta, I was in Vancouver at a big tech conference, this tech conference called Web Summit. And can I tell you that just seeing those entrepreneurs, they're all building, everybody wants to be the next Google or the next Uber or the next Airbnb. There's just, everybody has this great idea for something that they're building, some kind of technology that they're building that they want people to be able to use. And I go to this tech conference and you just see hundreds of these people. You had over 1,100 startups registered at the event. 1,100 people that have started companies. And so I was like, well, what the hell am I afraid of? Like, I need to go home and finish this Deegan platform and start getting people to use it. That's what I need to do. I need to get people signing in to my thing. What am I afraid of? And so I didn't even get home. While I was in Vancouver, I got on a call with my developers. I was like, I'm signing this contract. We're going to start the building. I'm not planning anymore. I'm not ideating anymore. We're going to get going on creating something. Am I going to mess up? Yes. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to figure stuff out as I go. I'm pretty sure that everything's not going to work all the time. But if I'm not doing anything, then I'm guaranteeing myself failure. So make today that day. Make today the day that you choose progress over planning, that you choose progress over perfection, that you choose progress and purpose. I realize that for the most part, our progress and our ability to manifest and to create these dream lives has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with the obstacles, how much money you got or don't got, how much family you got or don't got, team. It has nothing to do with that. When you have a dream, it has everything to do with you. Most of us, we have this thing and we just don't believe in ourselves enough. So I literally had this intention card. This is the intention card that I had in my handbag. I didn't even know I had took it out of the deck and I was just carrying it around in my handbag. And I was going into a meeting and I was feeling around in my bag for a pen. And my hand pulled out the card. And when I saw this card, I was like, I believe in myself. I said the words. I said the words. I believe in myself, because you almost have to take moments with yourself to remind yourself that it's the self-belief that's going to get you there. You don't need nobody else to believe in you, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to achieve what you want in your lifetime. If you spend all your time focusing on all the problems and the challenges and the time of year, you're not going to get there. So let today be the day that you just do it. Do something to move yourself closer towards your dream. Now, all my intention cards have an affirmation at the bottom. So the intention is at the top. I believe in myself. See? And then the affirmation is at the bottom. today's affirmation, and the affirmation that we're just going to use for the rest of the year, like literally, guys, I'm going to keep carrying this around in my handbag because I'm going to need it. All the stuff I'm doing this year, I'm going to need it. Okay? The affirmation says, I consistently remind myself. I consistently remind myself that I have everything I need to create the life that I want. I believe in myself. I consistently remind myself that I have everything I need to create the life that I want. You have everything you need to create the life that you want. Nothing can stop you but you. So June is just do it month. That's where we are. We're in June. I don't know when you're going to end up watching this video. if you're not watching it live, like my other people are watching live with me right now. If you're not live with me right now, and it's no longer June, maybe it's August, it doesn't matter. Just do it. If it's December 1 and you're just watching this video, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Get up, make a decision that you're going to do something to get you closer to that million, that 10 million, that car, that house, that girl, that guy, that hot body, that healthy body, that big job, that big business, whatever it is that you are after, make the decision today that you're going to go for it. And come back and tell me. Come back and tell me about it. Okay? Okay, guys? All right. So this has been Stacey Hines. Thank you so much for joining Tea Time. I'm just going to be hopping on and having tea with y'all. And I want you to have an amazing week. Use this intention to carry you through the week this week. And I'll see you next Saturday morning on Tea Time. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.